Mr. MKO Abiola won the election to be the president of this country in 1993. I was just 3 years old. They did not announce him. They announced someone else. In fact, they scattered the whole country. Fast forward to 30 years after, 2025. Mr. Ibrahim IBB is now coming outside with a book, heroic book. Let's use that English to tell us, to announce to the whole country that truly, MK Abiola was the winner of the election of 1993. He was supposed to be the president, but instead, they murdered him. They took him out. We are here celebrating people that are supposed to be in jail. Person wey suppose dey jail dey write book. Every president, every big man, every political value, big people in this country, they sat down with him to contribute billions to him. They are contributing billions to people that take action that made a lot of people lost their life. Oh, now hero be that. So now someone can just find anybody and come outside. Someone can just scatter anybody and come outside after many years and say, I did this, and the next thing is to celebrate. Okay. Nigerians, this country is gone. Otilo. Support Otilo.
Something that happened since 1993, you are just admitting it now. Why now? Why did it take you so long? This is about 32 years ago, and this thing cost the country a whole lot. Some people lose their lives. Some people went to jail. You understand? Now, the big question is, what is your own punishment for this crime? What is your punishment? You did it and went scot-free. This is
democracy hero Abdul Mumin Abiola. Thank you for joining us on the program this morning.
Thank you for having me.
It's good to have you. Well, finally, 32 years after June 12, General Ibrahim Babaginda openly admits that Chief MKO Abiola, won the June 12 election. He also takes full responsibility of the event leading to the annulment. What sort of closure does this give your family, the family of Chief MKO Abiola?
Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me. I think this is obviously an historic moment in the history of Nigeria. The first part of what you said was acknowledging that Abiola won the 1993 elections. I was about, I think, 8 years old in 1993. I knew my father won, and I was only 8. I think everybody who was around at that time would have felt the outpouring of joy in people's voices. I think we had the option A4. It wasn't like what we have today with like 90-something political parties. There were only 2 parties. You lined up behind your candidates. So before anybody had to count, you already knew who won. And I think it was already clear before. You didn't necessarily need to see the remaining results to know that Abiola won. So for me, and for people who were supporting my father during that time, knew that Abiola won that election. The part that I took to heart was his acknowledgement that he felt remorse for that action, because I think that was a tragic moment for not just the Abiola family, but for Nigeria as a whole. And for him to acknowledge that he felt he had remorse for the actions he took, and he even went further to say that if he was given an opportunity, he would take different decisions, a different path. And I think, it's human to err, and if you know anything about this event, it's 32 years after, it's human to err. And it's, for me, I think it's, the closure part is, it lays that matter to rest. Although everybody had the inclination that Abiola had won, it was never really announced. And he was the head of the government at the time. So this was a good time for him to put that matter to rest. For those who still were maybe on the fence to say, oh, maybe he won, maybe he didn't, but now I think it's clear that he won. I think what we need to do is, Abiola was a messenger, but he also had a message. And I think it was the message that got him that election. He won that election for him. So Abiola didn't vote for himself. 8 million people voted for him, right? So he must have expressed a vision to the people, for them to give him their mandate. And I think that was what Nigeria, that's what we missed out on, is that unity that was forged in that 1993 election.
So does this give the family closure?
First of all, I'm Abdul Abiola, and my father is a big family, so I don't know if this alone gives a closure. Like, you know, like a couple years ago, the former president, General Muhammad Buhari, he actually acknowledged my father and awarded him GCFR. You know, I think sometimes, you know, with Babaginda now actually, you know, saying that this was the man who won, I think what we need to now start thinking about is one, like I said, the country was, you know, traumatized. The Abiola family was shattered during that whole period. You know, I remember that after the annulment, my dad was going out trying to fight for his mandate, and then he subsequently gets arrested, imprisoned, and then later dies. My mom, once he was in prison, my mom, Kudras Abiola, came out to fight. You know, to like, you know, to say, look, you know, enough is enough. Let's do the things right way. That way we can move forward. And she subsequently lost her life in that struggle. So, you know, for me, I don't dwell on the past. I think it's most important that we focus on the future. And for me, the messenger is not here, but the message is still relevant, it still is sustainable. And I think what we need to understand about that message was Nigeria for all, you know, Nigeria that was not, you know, defined by our ethnic divisions, but by what brings us together, which is a common future. And I think that was what is most important. So for me, I acknowledge what the former head of state said about my father. Like I said, I knew this to be true. I'm just happy that he has come out to express his remorse about this. And like I said, you know, as a Muslim, I believe that Allah decides all these things. So, you know, like he has said what he said. For me, I'm just trying to see how we can move Nigeria to a place where my father will be pleased to see.
Hello, my people. Now, welcome back to Nigeria Pigeon. Una know as they be for here. Now, this news about Babangida Ibrahim. Now, no Ibrahim IBB, Ibrahim Babangida and Masood Abiola. Now, their issue now their matter. Now, you see they go on. After Ibrahim Babangida, after he don't come out to talk, say, now Masood Abiola, now he win the 1993 presidential election before he rob am, give it to another person. You know, say all this thing that we are facing in this poor Tinubu tenure now, like, no be today it start. This issue of Ibrahim Babangida and Masood Abiola, with that one alone, you go use and learn lesson, because all this thing now, this similar to wetin happen between Tinubu and Peter Obi now. You know, see this Peter Obi issue and Tinubu now, you will see person now very soon, maybe like after 30 years now. From now, after 30 years, now you will see another person. You will see INEC chairman now. We go come out, come they talk, say, you see this 2023 election, Peter Obi, blah, 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 now he win am before he carry and give Tinubu, you go see him. But you see all this issue, like all this thing that is happening now, they have to stop it. From now, they have to stop it. You see this Ibrahim Babangida, we be saying talk this thing where they allow and come out. Although we know, see, this is Nigeria. People will be see, they get back up. They know they ever buy them. People will get back up. People will strong for the country. They know they ever buy them, because Nigeria with this. So we know as they be. And it gets some people will be say that they tell Peter Obi that time, say, okay, why you no fight them? Me, I did in support, say, you no fight them. Like, I see no fight them, now that one ain't even good, as based on, say, you see this issue, like, of Ibrahim Babangida and Masood Abiola, the time where this issue happened, Masood Abiola was even trying to fight them. He used all his energy to fight them, but he ended up in jail. So he ended up in jail. So Nigeria now in the jail, so now inside the jail service, like now he die. How they take kill him. So now waiting this person now, Peter Obi now waiting, maybe now waiting even think before fight all these people. Like, it just they calm, like make the next election start. Although all this thing now, we know say okay now Nigeria now we dey. So if you know strong for the country, you know if you like carry yourself come or say okay you want go fight government. Now so you just dey. So this issue now, you see this Ibrahim Babangida now, this matter now don't make some journalists now go call Masood Abiola pikin now, make he come talk his own story, like wetin he get to talk about this matter. Although you go hear Masood Abiola picking talk for inside this video. I beg make sure say no skip any part of this video and make you no miss any part of this video. You go hear wetin Masood Abiola pikin go talk about this matter wey be say in dey go now, and also you go hear wetin, although I go even play wetin this man talk give una first. Let me play wetin Babaginda wey una dey see for my screen now. Let me play wetin him talk give una before una go watch wetin Masood Abiola pikin talk. Just make sure say you no skip any part of this video, and also if na today be the first time wey be say dey come across this our channel, abeg make you like, make you share, and make you subscribe to our channel so that anytime wey we drop any ogbonge update for this channel, na you go be the first person wey be say they go notify. Thank you.
Elections were held on June 12, 1993. However, the tragic irony of history remains that the administration that devised a near-perfect electoral system and conducted those near-perfect elections could not complete the process. That accident of history is most regrettable. The nation is entitled to expect my impression of regret. As the leader of the military administration, I accept full responsibility for all decisions taken under my watch. And June 12 happened under my watch. Mistakes, oversights, and missteps happen in quick succession. But I say in my book, in all matters we acted in the supreme national interest so that Nigeria could survive.
In the revelations that we heard from the late head of state yesterday, there were two parts for me. The first part was the acknowledgement that Abiola, my father, had won the 1983 elections. That, for me, I already knew that. And it was, for me, even from the young age of 8 when the elections were had, I knew my father had won the elections even before they were announced. I think most people in the country had that inclination that Abiola had won the elections. More what I took from, so the first part, like I said, the acknowledgement that Abiola won was something that was known to me since the elections were had. I think most Nigerians. I think the second part was more important for me. The acknowledgement that he felt remorse for the actions that he had taken at the time, and also his expression that if he had an opportunity to do it again, he would have taken a different path. I think it's important that we understand that we're human, and it's human to error, and what we need to do is acknowledge when we make those mistakes and seek forgiveness. So for me, I think that was more that was more important to me, hearing the fact that he expressed that remorse towards the decision that he had made. So that's that. But like I said, you know, every June 12, 1993 elections was won by my father, and I knew this, and most Nigerians knew. I think this also was good because once he announced it, he had put the matter to rest. You know, now, you know, the issue is he was the head of state at the time, and now that he's announced that Abiola had won that elections, he has basically put that matter to rest. And anybody that was on the fence to the fact that I've known to be true all my life would now basically know that yes, Abiola did win, and he won. He won across Nigeria. And you know, we can talk about Abiola as the figurehead of the June 12 struggle, but what we need to understand is that the Nigerian people were the ones who gave him that mandate, and they were the ones who believed in his vision. So this is also is also healing for the Nigerian people as well to hear the head of state at the time say those words.
My people, I'm back again. Think you don't hear wetin Masood Abiola pikin wetin him talk. I don't hear your own part of the story, and I don't hear wetin him talk about the matter. Although for my screen now Masood Abiola, MNKO Abiola, where them they talk about, don't know be everybody know, no be all of them know. where they talk about na dey my screen na dey show for my screen now. Though na wetin he promised to do for Nigeria before that incident happen that time. Now wetin na the video na him dey here, so now I wan play give una now. Although why I wan play this one give una be say okay, I wan play and give una make some nonsense politician now wey be say we dey face for inside this country now, this current country now, make dey use am learn lesson, because all this thing wey be say him promise now, ever since wey be say this man, ever since when he die, nobody don come out to talk about all the thing wey be say him list. So abeg, make sure say you share this video, me wish all the politicians after playing this video. Thank you. Just watch and see.
By turning over future investment to the private sector and by removing the complex structures which makes NNPC's accountability and assessment of efficiency almost impossible. You see, there are so many layers upon layers built on this simple thing, crude oil. You don't even know whether it's oil or some mystery around it that is taking the money from the central bank. You see, I think we would demystify all these things. In my government, the daily export of crude will be published and the price at which it is sold. You see, the issue of planned implementation is simple. You see, public things are not private. We have National Assembly now. They will do their job. They review the expenditure of government and will hold public hearing. We will no longer be hearing of monetary circulars from central bank without the bankers being told. The bankers will have to be involved. You see, like I said, every effort has been made in the past to shave people's head in their absence. It must stop. I mean, it won't be allowed. I mean, the cumulative wisdom of all the bankers would have seen us out of the problem we have in this country today. But some people, they come from IMF or they come from World Bank. What do they know about Nigeria? You see, the most brilliant doctor in Norway might not have seen malaria in his life. So bringing him here and imposing him as a medical director is like sending everybody to the grave. You see, I think all that nonsense will stop. I rely on Nigerians to keep Nigeria running efficiently, and that's what it is. You see, there will be a few foreigners who will be recommended by our people, not those who will be imposed by some foreign authorities over us. We are an independent republic under God, or aren't we?